Hey everyone. Look, it's another episode of In the Spotlight, and we got Mr. Pete Pardo this time. You should know him from CH Tranquility. My God, that man makes at least like between 2 and 5 videos a day, every freaking day. He's the hardest working guy on YouTube. He also has another channel. If you don't know him from Comic Book Geezers, you should know him from Comic Book Geezers, and you should follow that page if you like CH Tranquility. They talk about the Bronze and Silver Age comics. It's loads of fun. It'll make you want to go out and buy comic books when you watch them talk about old comics. See, for example, all the old comics he's got there. So, Pete, you're in the spotlight.
I'm in the spotlight.
People what you want to show today. I think you're just going to wing it, right?
I'm gonna wing it. I haven't planned anything, Jamie. You know what it is. Most of my life is planning so much shit for this. Yeah. When I agreed to do this the other day, I actually said to Jamie, I said, "Hey, you want to have me on?" And he's like, "Yeah, hell yeah." He goes, "I didn't want to ask you because I figured you're always so busy." I'm like, "Why not?" And then I'm thinking about it. I'm like, well, what the hell am I going to talk about that I don't and show that I don't already show on every other show that I do? And I was like, well, whatever. I think I just wanted to wing it. So I figured it'd be a good
you're an old pro.
One of these days. One of these days, I get so many people that ask me, it's like, Pete, when are you going to do a show where you just take your camera or whatever it is you use and you just go through everything? And I'm thinking, my response is generally like, well, if you watch the show on a regular basis, I've showed almost everything at some point or another.
All you got to do is piece it together in your brain.
I guess. Well, people want it all in mass, right? And we're not going to do that today, but and maybe at some point I might figure out a way to do that because there's a lot of shit here.
Right.
But it's like an episode like this is just to kind of show it, be fun, and just show off stuff and grab stuff. I will, and you guys will hopefully get an episode on this next week. But I did just get the Harvest box set.
Oh, nice.
Not even out of the plastic yet. It's even got Stephen Reed. If you're watching, maybe I'll send that to you one of these days. But yeah, I figure today I'm just going to kind of grab stuff off the shelf, and it may be more movie centric, right? Because I don't get to show off as much of the movie stuff as I do,
right?
The music. But
yeah, we don't need to see your Deep Purple collection again.
No, you really don't. Yeah, I don't need to show Deep Purple or Black Sabbath or Zeppelin remasters or Rush box sets, and I mean I've shown enough of that stuff already. So I figure we'll take a walk down movie lane, sort of. So picked this up not too long ago. Cold War Creatures, the films of Sam Katzman on Blu-ray finally got released. Those are the films you get. So you get Creature with the Atomic Brain, The Werewolf, Zombies of Mora Tau, and The Giant Claw. These are these aren't great cinematic films here, but they're very cool. I really like The Werewolf a lot. I'm a werewolf junkie. This is just good, like 60s Cold War, low budget horror films that I think if you
now, did you get that directly from their website or from Amazon?
I'm pretty sure I bought this from Amazon.
Okay.
Yeah. They had a prior box set that was all on DVD, which I had, but I have gotten rid of most of my DVDs and upgraded to either Blu-ray or 4K. So as soon as I saw, and that was one of the last few things that I had, the little box city type things that I had that I didn't upgrade yet because they had to come out with the Blu-ray. But they just released this not that long ago. Yeah, this year actually. This came out this year.
Okay.
So and it's affordable, and if you like this sort of thing, it's well worth getting. Let's see, Jamie, what else we got? Well, you know what? Let's not keep it all in horror. How about some classics here? Hopefully things don't go wrong.
Let's spread it out through some genres.
Yeah. So if you're into just great American classic films, it doesn't get much better than To Kill a Mockingbird.
Oh, I have that. I bought it at Walmart.
Yeah, it's you can get it at a really good price. This is a Gregory Peck classic. And if you've never read the book, I mean, the book is tremendous. I've had to read the book in school way back in the Stone Age. But this is just a really great American film, about, the problems with racism. And it's a great courtroom drama. It's emotional and poignant. And
all seen through the eyes of the children. Nothing happens where the children aren't watching what's going on.
Correct. Absolutely correct, which is a different perspective, which I really like a lot. And Gregory Peck is amazing here. And it just, the film just goes to show that there are good people out there, right? I mean, we're talking many, many years ago, who fight for what's right, and they have, true and honest values. Again, some people don't, and there's bad people in this film, unfortunately, and there's still bad people out there today. But that's great. It was good to. I never had that on DVD. That I had on VHS back in the day, and I saw it came out in 4K. I'm like, oh shit, how do I not own that anymore? I got to get it. It was very inexpensive.
I love black and white on 4K.
Yes, yes. Most black and white films that I have gotten on 4K look like ridiculously good. Even a lot of Blu-rays on black and whites on Blu-ray look really, really great. We'll talk about more on that in a minute. I got something else I want to show. This came out on 4K recently. Usual Suspects, Bryan Singer. Terrific, whatever you call this film, crime thriller, I guess.
Crime mystery, I guess.
Mystery, crime thriller, that sort of thing. Great performances here. Kevin Spacey is magnificent in this. Gabriel
I
Byrne.
can still watch Kevin Spacey movies and not be bothered.
Yeah, I mean, the guy is a great actor, right?
American Beauty is one of my favorite movies from the 90s, and yeah, I'm not going to let his personal history ruin that
No,
movie.
you know what? He did some fucked up shit, and that's what it is. But I can still, right. I'm not one of those guys that's like, oh my god, he did that. I will never watch one of his movies again.
Right.
You know what? I don't know him as a person. I don't need to know him as a person. All I know is on the silver screen in a movie, he's really good. I also think he's amazing in the salesman movie. I'm drawing a fucking blank. Glengarry Glen Ross.
Oh yeah.
He's amazing in Glengarry Glen Ross. All right, so I will not put that back on.
I even like him in K-Pax.
Yes.
Is he the alien or isn't?
Yeah, that is pretty good as well. Yes, that is good. I forgot about that. Yeah, he's really good actor. I've always thought so. So you mentioned black and white films in 4K, so I got to pull this out. I will probably be showing this on the Monsters Den in 2 weeks as well.
I have it as well.
Did you get to watch it all yet?
I haven't. I snabbed it for $44, which was a good price.
Yeah, it was a good price. Yeah. I mean, I bought the first set, which I think is great. I now have the big huge Blu-ray set. Now
I have
the
that
one
too.
4K set. I mean, I have bought these movies more times than I care to admit in my life, and there's probably no movies ever that mean more to me than the old Universal horror films. That's just, I mean, I've been watching them since I was a little guy, and I continue to be amazed by these, and I watch them over and over and over again. Obviously, they give me a lot of joy, and there's a reason for that, right? But they look really, really great on 4K. I will say I'm not all that impressed with The Bride of Frankenstein on 4K. I don't think it looks any better than the Blu-ray, which I thought the Blu-ray looked pretty good. However, The Creature from the Black Lagoon looks spectacular. The Mummy looks amazing on 4K. I haven't watched The Phantom of the Opera yet because I'm not a huge fan of that film. That's really the only one.
I've never seen it.
Really? I mean, it's okay, but to me, it's more about, it's pretty and it's big and bombastic, and it's missing the menace of the silent Lon Chaney scene.
Yeah.
So that's
I was trying to guess in my mind what will be the next 4 that they choose to do on 4K.
Well, it's got to be Frankenstein.
Abbott and Costello.
No, I don't know if they're going to go there yet. I think it looks like they're kind of going in order, but trying to represent pretty well. So my guess is it'll be Frankenstein meets the Wolfman, and probably not another Mummy movie. Maybe Dracula's Daughter. Maybe
Invisible Man Returns. Is that the second one?
Maybe Revenge of the Creature, or the second film.
Yeah,
I don't know. Maybe Ghost of Frankenstein.
Yeah,
my guess is you're going to get 2 Frankenstein films. My guess is you're going to get Frankenstein meets the Wolfman and Ghost of Frankenstein, and then whatever other 2 they put in there. Because I mean, the ones they've already put in are the big ones, and Frankenstein meets the Wolfman is the next in line. It's got to be.
How about the Spanish Dracula?
Isn't that included on? I think that's included on the first
in 4K though.
I don't remember.
I don't remember either.
Yeah, I don't remember. It may or may not be, but it's on there. So my guess is they won't include that. But who knows? What do I know? Let's see. For those who like kind of like early giallo films, this is a really cool set. The complete Lindsay and Baker collection. Okay, so Umberto Lenzi was a very famous Italian director, and Carol Baker was a very notable American actress who, at some point in time, she kind of fell out of favor in Hollywood, and she moved to Italy and did like all sorts of like, cheesy films and some kind of proto giallo slasher films, right? Some kind of weird psychological thrillers and stuff. So this has it's a 6-disc set. You've got Orgasmos on here, So Sweet, So Perverse, A Quiet Place to Kill, and Knife of Ice, along with some other, fun little documentaries and things like that. This is really good. She's a really good actress. She's been in other notable movies, not these kind of like, B and C movies, right, that nobody knows about. She's done other films before, but she's very attractive. She's a really good actress, and these are just kind of weird, somewhat tame giallo films, but I will say a couple of them, like Orgasmo and So Sweet, So Perverse, are like kind of like Euro trash, kind of erotic, psychological thrillers type of thing, right? Pretty cool stuff. And she, like I said, she's pretty captivating. So yeah, I mean, that kind of, you look at that back and that kind of gives you an idea of what.
There's a lot of giallo box sets out there
so much
to buy.
Yeah, there's so much. What else? I'll switch over to music in a minute, but I bought this Zodiac.
Yeah.
This is the 2000. God, what year was this?
2000, I think.
2007.
2001.
2007.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
God, it was way earlier.
Yeah, I thought so too. I saw this in the theater, and I liked it, and then I bought it on Blu-ray. No, I bought it on DVD shortly thereafter, and I don't think I ever watched it after I saw it in the theaters. So I don't know. Recently, I saw this for sale somewhere, and I was like, "Oh, let me," because I love these serial killer films. I think these are just great. And I remember this being pretty good cast, a little long.
Yeah.
So I bought it on Blu-ray, and I think I liked it more than the first time I saw it.
I need to see it a second time. The first time I saw it, I remember going, "This is dragging," but I think I'll see it again.
It's pretty good. I mean, Robert Downey Jr., Mark Ruffalo, and Jake Gyllenhaal, I think, do a really good job in this. And I like the fact that it follows like many years. And if you look at the history of this particular serial killer, Zodiac killer, I mean, they never caught him. And there's still all this like drama about who it might have been, and the guy who they thought it might have been actually died. He went to jail for something else, and he died in prison. So they never proved, and they never found who it was. But you can read all sorts of theories on who they think could have been the guy, right? But this is interesting because he kept. They never got close enough to him, and there were all these clues and all these potential people who might have been him. And I like this a lot. Like I said, way more than I ever did. So it's pretty cool. There's it's a 2-disc set, a lot of really good special features and documentaries and things like that. So there's that. Let's see, what else can I show? I might as well show this. I kind of already did show this on SOT, but Spiritual Beggars, really cool Swedish band, kind of stoner rock band. I did a ranking show last week on them, and I had a couple holes to fill, so I went and did that. Now I got all of them, and so I picked up. And some of these are kind of hard to get. These I think are out of print or close to it.
Yeah, I have one album, and I don't even have the actual album. I downloaded it maybe 14 years ago, 12.
Great band, some cool album covers, especially the early ones. They have very similar like look and feel with the it's kind of very psychedelic looking. And then the latter period ones are a little more straightforward, but just a really cool band. I mean, there's so many great bands out of Sweden. This is Michael Amott, of course, the guitar player from Arch Enemy, used to be in Carcass, but this is not like that at all. Like
that's the one I have, the one with the atom bomb thing going off.
Oh, Earth Blues, yeah, that's a great album. Yeah, they're kind of like, for those who don't know anything about Spiritual Beggars, they're kind of like this 70s inspired heavy rock band. Early on, it's more kind of like stoner doom with like a heavy blues feel. The latter period ones are more like kind of like 70s Deep Purple, Uriah Heep, lots of Hammond organ, big guitars, kind of bluesy, great vocals, lots of groove to the music. So
I wonder if they're bigger in Sweden.
I don't know. I guarantee they're bigger anywhere but here.
Oh, I guarantee that. Yes.
Let's see. What else can I grab here? Hold on. Hold on. More kind of like kooky, strange shit that nobody, most people wouldn't care about. But Vinegar Syndrome has been putting out a lot of cool reissues of cool old horror films and stuff. So here is the Paul Morrissey Frankenstein, Flesh for Frankenstein, which comes in a really cool box set here. You got the film itself, it's like two versions of it here, and then you get this one, which that's in 3D. I don't have a 3D player, so I don't even know why I bought
Nobody
this.
has a 3D player anymore.
Right. So it's like, it's still in the wrap.
That fad.
3D. I probably should have just bought the regular version, right? Because I don't know, this takes up a lot of room on my shelf. I'm thinking, all right, it's a cool film. It's not spectacular, but so there's that. Of course, we'll go back in the box, and then here's another interesting box set featuring another actress, Camille Keaton, who, of course, was the main actress in I Spit on Your Grave. And here, very similar story to the Carol Baker thing. She went and moved to Europe for a bunch of years in the 70s, and specifically in Italy. And she did like all these Italian kind of like horror, psychological thriller films. So here, this collects three of them. You got Madeline, Tragic Ceremony, and Sex of the Witch. All right, all kind of cool kind of Euro trashy films. Plenty of she gets naked in a few of them.
Of course.
And they're fun. They're fun. Again, these aren't cinematic classics, but if you're into her as an actress, kind of neat. What else can I show you, Jamie? Let's see here. All right. Some other kind of cool things here. I have been watching a lot of Guillermo Del Toro of late.
He's got a lot. How many movies does he have now? Is it like a dozen?
I don't know if it's that much, but it's either just under or right about there. I'm not sure. I've got all of them now except for the Pinocchio one that just came out. So, and I've been watching a lot of them lately because we're going to do a ranking at some point on the channel. But I just watched this recently, Shape of Water. Beautiful movie. I think his best theater. Probably Pan's Labyrinth, which is just absolutely magical.
When I saw that in the theater, there was another movie that came out, kind of similar fantasy, started with a T. It's a kid's movie. It's something about two kids making up a fantasy world outside as they played. And I was in there and someone brought in a little kid and he walks past me like 15 minutes in. This isn't that movie Bridge to is it? I said, no, that's down the hall.
Yeah, no.
Everyone out there is saying what it is, and I can't think of what it is.
I mean, there's elements of this film that I think kids would kind of like, but on the whole, yeah, it's probably a little too heavy for children.
Yeah.
But amazing film. I got this just recently. I actually enjoyed this quite a bit. Nightmare Alley. Not one of his better ones, but still
beautiful movie to look at.
It is. Acting is great. I think, even his movies that aren't quite as, the best are still, in my opinion, lots of fun. This is a really cool kind of horror film, Ready or Not. More recent film. It's one of those films like be careful the family that you marry into, right? Because you never know what.
Yes, I need to still see that movie.
Oh, it's good. It's a lot of fun.
Terabithina. Bridge to Terabithina.
Yeah, I think I remember that. Yeah. Night School, old school slasher from the early 80s with a very young Rachel Ward. Man, does she look hot in this film. What else? What else can we pull from here, Jamie? Let's see. See if there's any cool music stuff I've gotten of late that you guys haven't already seen.
There's never room on that shelf for one more disc, but you keep adding shit anyways.
Yeah.
You never see any gaps, but
there's no free gaps. Now it's
but you keep buying stuff
until I go in and buy stuff and I get rid of it. I sell them, So yeah. This came out a while ago, but I don't think I've ever showed it off anywhere. Marillion Early Stages, little box set. the original bootleg box set, 1982, 1987. So this is the Fish years. And you got live stuff from Glasgow, Scotland, the Marquee Club, Reading Festival, Hammersmith Odeon, Wembley Arena. It's pretty damn good. Classic 80s Marillion stuff. And, you know, one of these little clamshell boxes with, again, all sort of cool artwork on the inside.
Those are nice little box sets. Not too big, doesn't take up too much space.
Yeah, it's pretty neat stuff, right? It's good recording. I actually haven't listened to it in a while, but let's see. What else we got? Yeah, for all the old school 70s rockers, I got these cool Humble Pie official bootleg box sets. This is volume 1. There's a bunch of them. This is volume 2. And again, this one's got 5 discs. It's another one of these clamshell things. And yeah, you got these cool like live recordings. Got a nice booklet. You know, a little note that Tom Petty live at the Fillmore thing that just came out. Of course, they have, it's very similar type of setup, but then you get the CDs. There's nothing to differentiate each one of them other than a 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then there's no track listing on the back. I'm like, come on, guys! Right. It's such a great set. You know, it's like everything about it is good, and how could you just totally skimp on that? You know, so this is pretty cool. And these recordings are a little on. I mean, they call it official bootlegs for a reason. It's not the greatest sounding set I've ever heard, but you know, you get these cool booklets that have all sorts of interesting stuff in them, which is kind of neat. And you know, this is a classic era, right? So it's 1970. This one's from Chicago, 1972, Tokyo, 73, Rainbow, 1974. Here, what do we got here? Academy of Music, 71, Boston Music Hall, 72, Philadelphia, 75, the Midnight Special, 1973. New York City, 81, Reseda, LA, 1981. So, you know, some cool stuff there.
I have one album by them and I never listened to it.
No? Which one?
The one with the human pyramid. I think everyone's in the human pyramid.
Oh, that might be that might be their best actually. Yeah, there's that one, and then there's the one that came after it. I'm drawing a complete blank on the titles here. Humble Pie, Smokin' is the one that came after the album that you're talking about. That's worth getting. But you know, you could probably just get the live Fillmore recording and be just as happy with that, because that's pretty good, you know. So there's that. How we doing on time, Jamie?
I don't have the 10-minute warning yet.
No? Okay.
I just got something dropped off in the mail as we were talking.
Yeah.
I got I don't know if you're going to see this, the Barfly box set.
Oh, okay.
Comes with the Bukowski tapes, which I think might be the interview the director did with him before the movie, while making the movie. I don't know. I'm going to find out though.
Cool. I have so much Jimi Hendrix live stuff. It's just
there's so much available.
Oh my God. It's like he's got like 10 times the amount of live albums as he has ever put out studio albums. There's probably more than that. This is the Songs for Groovy Children. This is the Fillmore stuff. I mean, I had to have this. I'm a massive fan of the Band of Gypsies, the Fillmore. This is the entire weekend of music, of which, for those who don't know, and if you don't, I'd be surprised if you don't. But,
I had my eye on that.
Yeah, it's absolutely worth getting. For those of you who know, the Band of Gypsies album, there was only one, basically was the best. They took the best versions of songs that were played that weekend at the Fillmore East, and they made an album out of it. So
very short album.
Very short album, yeah, but amazing, right? It's essential album. So basically what this is these are all the recordings from that entire weekend at the Fillmore East in New York City. It was New Year's Eve weekend, and you have all the concerts here now. So it's kind of cool if you know the Band of Gypsies album really well. You listen to the complete shows. I always know when one of the songs was the version that wound up on the Band of Gypsies album recording.
That's knowing the album pretty damn well.
It is, yeah, it is. But I mean, you know, it's been one of my favorite live albums for a long, long time. So
I got the live at Maui, somewhat recent.
Oh yeah, I have that. I almost grabbed that. I have it right here. Yeah, that's terrific. That's really, really cool. I might as well grab some more while I'm at it. Yeah, that's fantastic as well. Here's one, if you can get it, it's worth getting, and I'm sure they will probably release it officially, but this is the Jimi Hendrix Experience, the last experience at the Royal Albert Hall. So this is music recorded at the Royal Albert Hall for the motion picture experience. So this is out there in various bootlegs. You can see they haven't officially released this yet. They haven't released the film, which is the concert video. So basically, this is the entire performance at the Royal Albert Hall. And here you get all the discs in here. This is, again, if you're kind of like a Hendrix nut and you got to have all these classic live performances, and there's a lot of them, got to get it. I had this in a bootleg form too before they officially released it. So, some of these I have rebought many times. They just released the new LA Forum, right? Which I had another version of it too, and I bought the new one.
And the Maui comes with a pretty cool Blu-ray.
It absolutely does, yeah.
There's like missing film for some of the songs, so they just do photographs of him playing, and then they'll go back to the film, then they'll go missing footage.
Yep. And that's always been that way. So the boot that I had was the exact same thing. And I have I think I bought I had a boot DVD of it, and I had a bootleg CD of it. And yeah, even the DVD was the exact same thing. So there was just some footage that just never made it, right? And so they do
you have the Monterey Pop Criterion Blu-ray?
Yes. All right. I got to show this because this is just amazing. Back to movies again. This is a film called Mill of the Stone Woman.
That is a nice looking box set.
This is amazing. Arrow does amazing things. So this is a great, this is a film by Giorgio Ferroni. So he's an Italian director. And also Mario Bava also did a little work on this film. But this is a great early, it's a horror film, but man, it's like a really atmospheric horror film. And you watch this movie and just know that a lot of films like took a lot of influence from this. It's terrific, about these this guy who creates these like kind of stone women that come to life. It's really creepy, really cool, but it's also really early on, early 60s film. You get a great book that comes with this. There's all sorts of cool information.
They put so much work into like these niche movies that they know only a handful of people care, but they care enough about those people who care to do it.
Yeah.
It's like a favor almost.
Right. And they only release, like maybe a couple thousand of them or whatever.
Right.
And you can either buy the full blown set, or you can just get the single release, right? The single Blu-ray or 4K release. I don't even remember what this is. It's a 2K restoration. But this is a pretty special film. This is not a very well-known movie, but it's really, really cool. And Arrow puts these sets out all the time. Let's see, I know I have others. Where are they hiding? There we go. Like Last House on the Left. So this is a pretty notorious film, and most people would not care to own like a big box set like this for this, early Wes Craven, very kind of nasty film. But if you're a fan, you get stuff, right? You get the film itself, you get a big poster, and you get the cool book that tells you everything you'd ever want to know about Last House on the Left. Some people would care to forget a film like this, but so again, do you need something like that? This to avoid fainting.
Right. It still holds up as being disturbing.
Yes, it does. It's definitely it's a notorious film for a reason. Is it a great piece of cinema? Arguable, but yeah, but I like it. So
now, do you have in all your movies? Do you even have the smallest comedy section?
Yeah, I do. Yep, I have all my comedies over here, and I'm actually glad you brought that up. So, let's see. I'm actually a huge Cary Grant fan. So you mentioned Criterion Collection. So I have a whole bunch of Cary Grant Criterion films. His Girl Friday.
I do not like that movie.
Really?
No, I don't think so. Is it that? I know. You know what? I think it's that.
This is the one where they work for the newspaper.
Yeah, I remember not liking
separated.
it.
Oh, I love this. I love these old like 30s and 40s
I
Cary
like
Grant.
most of them. Yes.
Yeah. It's witty, it's innocent, and I find Cary Grant pretty captivating.
Right.
My wife and I love all these movies. So, the Philadelphia Experiment
It
and
was kind of like the George Clooney of that era, in my mind.
yeah, although George Clooney can't hold a candle to this guy, I don't
Right,
think.
right.
That there's something, I mean, he's, Cary Grant can do like the serious role, play the romantic lead, and he can do like the total bumbling kind of idiot, right? And I think he does that really, really well. And he's always good when he's got a female counterpart to play off of him.
Right.
So I have a whole ton of Cary Grant films. I'm a big Abbott and Costello fan. I have all the Abbott and Costello films. Yeah, I got all sorts of comedies. I love, like, my two favorite 80s films, 80s comedies are Fast Times at Ridgemont High and the Breakfast Club. I watch those both every year without fail. And in fact, I have the Criterion collection on both of those, which are really, really cool.
Every time I watch Fast Times throughout the decades, it becomes less of a comedy in my brain and more of a drama. I see the more drama aspect of it
There's a lot of
as I
drama.
age.
Yeah, no, you're 100% correct. There is a lot of drama in that film. I actually really noticed that the last time I watched it. So I bought the Criterion version of it and I watched it. I was like, wow, some heavy shit going on in this film.
When I was like 14, zany comedy. 53, heavy drama. It was a slow way of getting there, though.
Yeah. Because back in the day when that first came out, the other big kind of teen comedy that I remember I was into was The Last American Virgin.
Yeah.
And that hasn't held up as well. But I think Fast Times at Ridgemont High is still a really, really great film. And yeah, there's a lot of really serious things going on in that film, the whole like teenage abortion and all that kind of stuff. I mean, there's a lot of things going on in that film that are like, woof, there's still some funny moments, of course.
Right.
But and the same thing with Breakfast Club. There's stuff in the Breakfast Club too that about the whole bullying thing and mental illness and all that sort, and this whole like body shaming and stuff. I mean, there's all that going on in that film, way ahead of its time. And that's another film that I watch now. I laugh, but I'm also like, oof, here comes that part, that serious part. So yeah. So I don't know. So again, I just showing a bunch of shit here. I got more stuff, but before we close, I think this will make you smile, I think. Yep.
Gonna see all of them. Look at that big stack. Yep. There you go. I just got that T-shirt in the mail yesterday. I'm trying to get a T-shirt for every album, and I was missing that one. Now I'm missing Seven the Hard Way and Tropico, and that's it. And Go, but I'm not going to
go. Okay. One. So back in the day, when these albums were first coming out, I'm a little bit older than Jamie, so I remember when these were actually being released in the wild in the record store. So I had on LP, I had these two, as most people did. And then I had, I think I had this on cassette, and I had this.
I wore out 3 cassettes of that. Get nervous and had to buy.
And I never bought anything else. And then got rid of my albums in the early 90s. And it wasn't until like maybe the early mid 2000s that I had a hankering to own some Pat Benatar. And I just went and bought a greatest hits set. And I was like, and that's all I had.
Best Shots or whatever, or the greatest hits one that came out.
Which is great. I mean, it's got great songs on it, but it's just got the radio hits on it. It's missing everything else. So, I've known Jamie now for a couple of years, and he's, I know what a huge Pat Benatar fan he is. And, he's always kind of hinted, if you ever want to do, I know you don't really have any of her albums, but if you ever want to do a ranking, I'm the guy. And I'm like, I know. And then I started buying like the Blondie album on CD not that long ago. Because again, Blondie, I had some of that stuff when I was a kid and never replaced any of it, and then had a greatest hit set. And I was like, I started like having an interest in Blondie stuff again. So I started buying a whole bunch of, all the classic Blondie albums. And then I was like, I think I want to do that for Pat Benatar as well. I think I want to have more than just the greatest hits. So I bought like a couple of them, and then I got a couple more. And then I said, fuck it, I'm just going to order them all. And then I let Jamie know that I was doing that. He goes,
I never wanted to press too hard because I know there's a good chunk of albums, and I know it's a lot of work to get through all of them. So I never pressed too hard.
But it's okay. I'm
and that'll be coming up early in 2023. We're going to rank those albums.
Yes, so that's coming. So I finally got the Tom Petty one out of the way, and that and a couple more. What's that?
coming Christmas Day, and we are
That's
at the
right.
2-minute
When
warning.
is this airing? Is this airing today?
I'll put this up tonight. Sure.
Cool.
So yeah, Christmas. I don't know what time you're gonna put that. You're gonna do it in the morning, the Tom Petty thing, or later in the afternoon.
10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time.
10 a.m. Christmas morning. If you got 2 hours to spend with us, we'll be talking about Tom Petty for 2 hours.
That's right. So all of this cool stuff, we will be talking about it.
So
yeah.
Well, Pete, I appreciate you setting some time away for us with our little show and our, you and your 90,000 subscribers and me and my 250 people that'll watch this. I appreciate it. Well, you'll boost up my numbers a little bit. I might make it to 400.
Everybody subscribe. Everybody subscribe to the Spotlight. This is
fun. I do it like once every 3 weeks or something. Yeah. So thanks to Pete. Thanks for you for watching. If you want to come on and be in Pete's spot and show off some of your shit, comment below. Send me a message on Facebook Messenger. Just let me know. Until then, guys, until the next time, I will see you. Take care. Bye.
Thanks, everybody. Bye-bye.